Today we're sewing the Reese Adaptive Dress Tee or Leo by Retro Sparkle Designs. For this version, you'll need one front tee, one back tee piece, one front Leo piece, one back Leo piece, two sleeve pieces, two leg band pieces, one neckband, two Leo snap placket pieces, and then two placket pieces. Before beginning, we're going to make sure that we have traced the outline of our placket placement piece on the wrong side of our Leo front. For this tutorial, the version that I'm doing is the Leo with the snap placket and the T cover option. We are going to start with our tube placket construction. So we are going to take our front Leo piece where our placket will be attached and place it down to where it is right side facing up. I like to mark my placket placement on the wrong side of the Leo and then line it up on the right side of the Leo. But we're going to take our two placket pieces and fold them in half so that they are wrong sides together, and then line them up on the very edge of that placket placement. So the raw edges of our placket should be right on that line facing inward towards our placket, so that the folded edge is facing outward. We're going to do the same thing with our other placket along the other edge of our placement. Once you've lined your placket pieces up, you should have a middle central rectangle that's open in between them. Then we are just going to sew down the raw edges of the placket to attach it to the Leo front. Just sew straight down those lines that you've marked on the other side. Now we are going to cut along the center of that figure that we drew earlier and up to meet the corners. So cut right up along that line till you meet the top of the triangle and then clip towards the corners, making sure that we don't catch our placket in this at all. We're making sure to just cut the Leo piece and right up to your stitches, but not through. Next, we're going to push both those placket pieces through the cut that we just made in the bodice so that they are now on the back side of the bodice. We're going to also push those little triangle pieces of the bodice through to the other side so that the front of the bodice, you see nothing. Then, once all of our pieces are to the back side of the bodice, we are going to fold our placket one over the other to line up the top raw edges and the bottom raw edges of the placket. Then we're going to take our triangle piece and line that up with them as well, and then we're going to sew a straight line across. I will show you that over at my sewing machine. This will close the placket at the top and the bottom. For a nice clean finish, you're going to want to move your bodice completely out of the way so that you just have that triangle and then your two placket pieces on top of each other. Take this time to trim any excess fabric on the backside of the Leo for a cleaner look. Now we are going to attach our T and our Leo pieces. So we're going to take our T back piece and place it on the table right sides facing up. Then we're going to take our T front piece and place it down right sides facing the back on the table. Then we're going to take our Leo front and place it on top of our T front, right sides facing down. So our right sides of our Leo should be facing our wrong sides of our T front. Then we're going to clip the shoulders and flip this piece over. Once we flipped it over, we're going to take our Leo back piece and place it right sides facing down on top of our T back piece. So the right sides of our Leo should be touching the wrong side of our T back piece. We're going to clip at the shoulders and sew across both shoulder seams, sewing all four pieces together. Now we're going to separate our Leo from our T, or our lining from our main, and we are going to sew down the side seams of our main, or of our t-shirt. So clip the front and the back of our T, right sides facing together, and then sew along both side seams. Next, we're going to roll our T bodice, or our main bodice, up so that it's in the middle, sandwiched between our Leo bodices. And we're going to take those and place them right sides together and then sew up the side seams. Next, we're going to take our sleeve pieces and fold them in half, right sides together, and then sew along that edge on both sleeve pieces. Turn the sleeves right sides out, and now we're going to work on attaching those sleeves to our bodice. Set the bodice up so that it's the same way it was when we sewed the shoulder seams. So the Leo should be on the outside of the T, and the T should be on the inside with its right sides facing. You'll be able to see the shoulder seams if you have it set up the correct way. Take your sleeves and place them inside the bodice, aligning up the seam of the sleeve with the side seam of your bodice, and then pinning all the way around, making sure that you're catching your Leo and your T in this seam. And then we are going to sew all the way around. Repeat these steps to attach both sleeves to our bodice. Once both sleeves are attached, go ahead and place your bodice to the side and grab your neckband piece. Take your neckband and fold it in half right sides together and then sew along the short edge. Now flip your neckband out so that the right sides are facing out and that our raw edges are lined up. Then quarter your neckband. Place the neckband inside the bodice, right sides touching right sides of the bodice, and then pin it or clip it in place, evenly stretching it along the neck hole. Then sew to attach the neckband to the bodice, making sure that we're catching both the T and the Leo while we're sewing. Now we're going to take our snap placket pieces, fold them in half so that they're wrong sides facing, and then place them right sides together with the bottom of our Leo, making sure that all the raw edges are lined up. Do this for the front and the back Leo pieces. I also like to apply interfacing during this step so that my snaps are nice and stable. So I open the snap placket up and place a piece of interfacing in the middle of that snap placket, and then fold it back down to close that interfacing in. Then we'll just sew to attach the snap plackets to the Leo. Grab your leg band pieces and we're going to fold these in half, right sides together, and then we're going to sew along both of the short edges of our leg bands. Repeat this with both leg band pieces. Turn your leg band pieces so that they're right sides facing out, and now we're going to attach those leg bands to our Leo. Your folded edge of your leg band should line right up with the folded end of your placket, and you're going to line the raw edges of the leg band up to the raw edge of the Leo, making sure to stretch it evenly as you pin or clip it. And then we're going to sew to attach the leg band to the Leo. Make sure that you do this with both leg bands on both sides of the Leo. Now we are going to turn our bodice so that it's right sides facing out, and our T is all lined up with our Leo, and then we're going to hem the sleeves and the hem of the t-shirt by folding it under a 1/2 inch. Lastly, we're going to attach snaps to our Leo. I'm using my cam snap handheld tool and size 16 metal snaps from Cam Snaps as well in order to do this. And I'm using 4 snaps. You can choose to use 3 to 5, whatever you prefer. The male end of the snaps are going to go on the back side of the bodice, and they will be facing up on the inside of the bodice. The female ends of the snaps are going to be on the front side of the bodice, and they will be facing up on the front of the bodice, so that when you fold the back Leo up, it will overlap the front of the Leo, and that's how it will close. And we're finished. I can't wait to see your Reese. Make sure you share in the Facebook group. And once again, thanks for sewing.